And tell us about how your association with Roger Charlton first came about.
Gary Witherford, actually, he's a horse whisperer based kind of in Berkshire or Wiltshire, actually, and I did a lot of work for him when I was growing up, like work experience at his yard and all the rest of it, and he had a tricky horse from Mr. Charlton come to him, and you know, for some reason he just said, oh, you need to kind of put James on the horse and all the rest of it, he'll suit the horse, and it just kind of went from there, really. As it happened, the horse didn't actually end up running, but my mother was my agent at the time, and she got on to Mr. Charlton about riding out, and he came back to us, and it kind of just went from there, really.
You said your mother looked after your rides, and she was also a trainer as well. Do you feel that she's been quite instrumental in your success so far?
Oh, she's been fantastic. You know, she apart from last season, she's kind of done me for the best for, you know, my previous best years. So no, she's been fantastic. She gives me great advice, and you know, she's really good to have around, really.
So let's sort of start back last summer, 19th of June. Royal Ascot winner number 2, and Royal Ascot winner number 3. I mean, I'm sure you've been asked this question on millions of occasions, but when you left the racecourse to go to Kempton that night, what was going through your mind?
My phone wasn't, you know, my phone didn't stop ringing from the minute I left the racecourse, and you know, I had the BBC ringing me and 5 Live and a load of reporters ringing me. It was pretty, you know, I kind of felt on top of the world, actually, to be fair. It was certainly one of the best days I've had. I should imagine it'll be hard to beat, to have 3 Royal Ascot winners on the bounce. It was pretty amazing, really. There's a lot to take in at the time.
And the first of those was, of course, Al Kazim, who is a horse you've obviously got a great association with in the Prince of Wales estate. Talk us through that race, because as we saw, Paul Hannigan went out sort of nice and quick on the cowdrum, set it up nicely for you, and you just kept reading him in, didn't you?
Yeah, I was quite confident actually going into the race. I thought I'd never had a Royal Ascot winner, but I knew Al Kazim would be my first one. I was very confident going into it, and I popped out, got a nice position. I sat, I think, 4th or 5th or something, and Paul kind of he went a good gallop. He didn't mess around. He went a good gallop, then just steadied it slightly in Swinley Bottom, and then really kicked on off the turn. And you know, it was. I always thought I'd kind of pick him up. It seems kind of silly to say it, because a lot of people thought, you know, watching the race, oh, Al Kazim's going nowhere. But at the end of the day, he was a proper 1.5 mile horse, really, and he stayed. You know, he has got a good turn of foot, but he stayed very well. So you know, he gradually wound him down, really. But it's a good feeling.
I bet it was, and of course it followed up with Bown Bill in the Royal Hunt Cup, which is almost like chalk and cheese, isn't it, really?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Bown Bill was a massive price. I don't think anyone fancied him, to be fair, but he dropped a lot. He had dropped a lot in the weights, and he ran well in it last year for a much higher mark. So I thought, well, it's hard to say whether you think they have a chance or not, but I just kind of, Mr. Baker told me how to ride him, and he just said ride him with balls of steel and really confident, and you know, off the back of a Group 1 winner, you know, that's what I went out and did. I could afford to be confident, and it kind of paid off, really. Yeah.
I was going to say to you, sort of, in races like the Royal Hunt Cup, where you've got 30 odd runners, is it sort of more luck than judgment? Is it just a case of being in the right place at the right time?
I'll tell you what happened in the Royal Hunt Cup. Most of the runners came, there was about 6 of us, middle to far side, and all the rest of them came, so it was like a 6-horse race for me, really, or however many there was of us. But it was a very small group, and all the other runners merged over to the stand rail. But so yeah, it worked out okay. Yeah.
And then 30 minutes later, the Queen Mary, Group 2 race for the fillies, Clyde Britton's Rosina, and again, job done nicely there. Yeah,
she won well. She was under pressure from kind of a fair way out, but she just kept digging deep and reeled in the American horse. Yeah, so she was good that day, actually, because obviously the trip was a bit on the short side for her, really, but she got going, so no, it's good.
And obviously it's nice to get winners for your boss Roger Charlton, but also, as you pointed out there, you rode Bown Bill for George Baker, Rosina for Clyde Britton, and you've got quite a good association with so many difference in the UK now, and of course even more since the Prince Khalid job.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm lucky I ride for some fantastic trainers. Obviously, you know, with my new retainer, with Judmont, you know, Prince Khalid Abdullah has the best trainers in the business, really, and they're fantastic to deal with. So I'm very lucky that I have got a nice bunch of trainers to ride for. Yeah.